So you pulled off your cover, took a look at the water, and it's green. Hi, I'm Matt from Swim University, and it's totally possible to clear up a green pool in about 1 or 2 days without draining. So here are the 8 steps to do this, and the order matters. So you want to work through them in sequence, and your green water will clear up in no time. Now this assumes that your pool is already set up and that your filter is clean and ready to run. If not, check out our pool opening videos for more help. Okay, step number 1 is to brush your pool walls and your pool floor. Before you do anything else, grab a pool brush and scrub every single surface, your walls, your floors, your steps, the corners behind ladders, anywhere where algae likes to hide. Brushing is going to break up algae clinging to your surfaces and send those spores floating in the water where your chemicals and your filter can actually reach them. You want to tackle the toughest, darkest spots first because your water is going to turn cloudy and possibly very, very green very fast once you start doing this. If you have a concrete or a gunite pool, you can use a stainless steel brush to help loosen up the algae. But if you have a vinyl or fiberglass pool, you want to use a nylon brush because stainless steel bristles will scratch and tear any softer surfaces. Step number 2. Vacuum your pool on the waste setting. Now, using a manual vacuum, you'll want to pull out as much algae as possible before you add any chemicals. Now, you don't want to use a robotic cleaner or an automatic cleaner here because it's going to get way overwhelmed by heavy algae. When you vacuum, you want to set your multi-port valve, if you have one, to waste because this bypasses your filter entirely so that the contaminated water is flushed out of the system rather than circulating back into your pool. You want to focus on areas with visible algae buildup and watch your water level as you do this because you're going to lose water, so refill as you go. Now, if you need help vacuuming on waste, you can check out our other video on how to do that. And if you don't have a waste setting, you'll have to skip this step and just let the shock do the work. Step number 3, test and adjust your pH. Now, fixing your pH before shocking isn't totally necessary, but it can make a difference in how well your shock works. So you want to test with test strips or a liquid test kit, and your pH should be between 7.4 and 7.6. Now, it's fine to keep it a little bit on the lower end because when you add shock, it's going to go up. Add a pH decreaser if it's too high or a pH increaser if it's too low. And if water chemistry feels confusing, which, it can, you can check out the Pool Care Handbook. It's a practical, easy-to-use guide that covers water chemistry, troubleshooting, and everything that you need to know about pool care. So grab a copy at swimu.com/book or just use any of the links below. Step number 4, shock your pool with a double dose or a triple dose of chlorine shock. So at this step, you're going to super chlorinate the water to overwhelm and kill all of the algae. And the key here is using enough shock. A standard dose of shock is 1 pound of granular shock per 10,000 gallons of water. Now, to get the right dose for algae, you need to multiply that based on how green your water is. So if you have light green water, like teal, you can use a double dose of shock. If it's green, dark green, triple dose. If it's really dark, like black green water, use a quadruple dose. So for example, a 20,000 gallon pool with light green water, you'll need 4 pounds of chlorine shock. And when in doubt, just go a little heavier. The goal here is to overwhelm the algae. Now, the type of shock you use also matters. I mentioned Cal Hypo shock is the most powerful option for killing algae, and it's what we recommend for most pools. If you have a fiberglass or a saltwater pool, you can use dichlor shock instead. It's gentler on those surfaces and it won't cause calcium buildup in your salt system. I would skip using liquid chlorine for this treatment. It's way less potent and you'll need tons of it on hand to treat algae. And the liquid gets really heavy to handle if you need a lot of it. So if you're using Cal Hypo shock, you want to add it at dusk or after dark. Sunlight's going to break it down before it can kill the algae. And you want to add it directly to the water with the pump running. Okay, step number 5, run your filter 24/7 and clean as needed. Run your filter for the next 24 hours and check your filter pressure gauge while it runs. If it climbs 10 psi above where it normally runs, it's time to clean your filter. Now, your water may turn cloudy blue as the algae dies. You just keep filtering until that water clears. Step number 6, add Clarifier or Flocculant to speed things up. Now, once you've shocked and the filter is running, you can add a Clarifier or a Flocculant to help clear the water a little bit faster. Now, they work differently, so you want to choose the right one. I'll explain. Pool Clarifier works well with a little haziness. It binds microscopic dead algae particles into larger clumps that your filter can capture more easily. And it works with any filter type and requires no extra effort on your part. Most pools can clear within 48 hours after adding a clarifying treatment. Now, if your water is extremely cloudy, you can use a pool flocculant instead. Now, flocculant coagulates, it brings together all of those particles into those large clumps, and it sinks them to the bottom of the pool. Now, it works faster than Clarifier, but you're gonna need a manual vacuum to vacuum those particles out on the waste setting. Now, of course, this is more work, and it should only be used if your filter has a waste setting, and if there's still lots of residual particles in the water. Okay, step number 7, we're gonna repeat all of this if it's still green. Stubborn dark green or black algae sometimes needs more than one round of shock. Now, if your water is still green after filtering, repeat the brushing and the shocking process. And I also recommend cleaning your filter before shocking again so that you're not fighting a clogged system. Step number 8, test the water before anybody swims. Once the water looks clear, test it before you start swimming. Your free chlorine should be between 1 and 3 parts per million before anybody gets into the pool. Then you can balance the rest of your chemistry. You want to check your alkalinity, that should be between 80 and 120 parts per million, and your pH, I recommend 7.4 to 7.6, and adjust them as needed. Also, test your cyanuric acid and your calcium hardness, since vacuuming out water and diluting your pool can actually throw these levels off. Now, if you want help figuring out exactly which chemicals to add to balance your water chemistry and exactly when to add them, I recommend checking out the Pool Care app. All you have to do is enter your water test results and it'll give you a custom treatment plan based on your pool. You can download it on the Apple Store or the Android Store, and there's a 7-day free trial to see if it's right for you. Check out the links below. Now, if you have any questions about clearing up your pool or which type of shock is right for your setup, please leave a comment. And as always, thanks for watching and happy swimming.